Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. I'm by myself today. Kumbaya, man. Now I'm by myself a little bit until Andre joins me and a few others. But first and foremost, everyone, um, welcome to 2025, right? One more year upon them. Um, right? I'm trying to do two things at one time. But anyway, thank you for joining me on the Village Radio Talk Show, um, where we are dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us to realize our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today, where success is not just spoken, it is done. Right? Uh, so, what exactly are you doing to be successful? I'm actually trying to figure out how to send this thing out for our individuals. Oh, I know how to do it. So, how are you doing, guys? How are you doing today? Hope you're having a really good time, enjoying life, enjoying um, what is there for us to do, right? Right, enjoying all those wonderful things that the new year has in store for us, right? Because as the song goes, one more year upon them, right? One more year upon them, right? And so excited, right? Excited to get um, to get some things in for the new year, get some hopes in, some set up some goals, um, set up some goals uh, for us, for each one of us to get things done. Um, I remember what I always discuss, right? What are these smart goals what are these smart goals that we're setting up? What are these very specific? I will tell you some of mine, right? I will tell you some of mine. Um, and because you can make more than one, right? Nobody says that you have to be stuck with one. Just make it and make it worth your while, right? So what are some of my goals? Right? What are some of my goals? One, to to um to live, right? To live each day with a happy thought. To the best of my ability, I want to be able to check in with the kids, with the family, and um that's something I want to do. That's like a goal, right? I want to spend a few minutes every day just sitting, just sitting, not doing anything, maybe playing a game, maybe listening to some music, but taking 2 or 3 minutes in a day to recognize what needs to get done, right? How to see how the day is going. Because, you know, I try to speak to at least make one phone call in a week to a random person that I haven't spoken to a while. The person themselves is not random, but sometimes we have a number in our phone book and this is somebody you always spoke to, but this moment, you haven't spoken to them in a couple of months. Just call them and say hi. sometimes that's all we need, right? First of all, bless up to all of our villagers out there. Very excited to have you into the new year. So thank you very much for joining us on the Village Radio Talk Show. Right. And it's cool, right? So what are some of the things, you know, doing that, right? I want to finish up my book. So I'm holding you guys responsible if I don't get to finish it, right? So I think I'm gonna go back and start writing it in a couple of days. Maybe I start tomorrow. I know I'm gonna have a busy day, so that's the next thing. Don't plan to do something that I know I'm not gonna get done, right? I know I'm not gonna get done. So don't put things in there that you can't do. Right. Don't set goals that you know you can't make. All right. So I'd started, like, I spoke to my uncle who I hadn't spoken to in a long time. I'd done that, spoken to my aunt who I hadn't spoken to in a long time. But before I forget, just a reminder to say happy birthday to two people's birthday were yesterday. One is Veronica Peterson. Big up on your birthday. Happy birthday. And then also happy birthday to my high school mate, Herbie Avejan. Both of them born, January 1st. I think it's kind of cool, though, to be born January 1st, right, as well. I wanted to go over a couple of things. You look at certain things. One of the things you do, year in review, right? Year in review are things that you look at. So one of the things that I looked up, I was like, unfortunately, some of the stalwart in our world, right? Our stalwart in our world who left us in 2024, right? We had Carl Weathers, right? He left us, right? He left us in 2024. We had James Earl Jones. He was 93 years old when he left us, and he had that deep, deep, deep voice. Two people from 90210, unfortunately, who left us last year. One, I can't remember the second person's name, but the Shannon Doherty, who had a huge battle, huge fight, and eventually she succumbed to her illness. Yeah, I know, right? We had O.J. Simpson, the black man who hey John, welcome.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up?
Can you hear me, John?
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
You're mute. I can't. Why is it that I can't hear you when you're on?
I can hear you, sir.
No, can you hear me?
Yep.
I can't hear you.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I'm not sure why I can't hear you.
Let me try to go back in it again.
I can't hear you at all.
I'm going off.
I think you're not turning on your audio. You have to turn on your when you log in and it says turn on your audio mic. I don't think you're doing that. For some reason, I can't hear you. And my TV is not on. I was trying to see let me see on my YouTube, on our YouTube channel, if I could hear it. Can everybody hear me out there? Just let me know if you can hear, because if not, I'm talking to myself. And I've been for a while. Hold on, John. Let me just see if I can hear myself. But I can. Well, generally you can't hear yourself. So let's see. Let me see if I can hear. But yeah, I can hear myself. I can. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure why you can't hear me. Right. So let me go back and see. And our guest is coming on in a little bit, so that needs to be fixed. Hopefully, Andre will get on and figure out what the problem is, John. Right. Oh, John. Oh, John. Andre had the same problem last week.
Yeah. Can you hear me
Right.
now? Can you hear me?
Andre had the same problem last week, so you had to use 2 different devices. So maybe you can just call him and figure out why your device is not picking up, because you had the same problem last week. All
All
right.
right.
So just give him a link and then call him back. Right. Okay. Hey, Mrs. Pierre, how you doing? Thank you for letting us know that you can hear us, because the audience can hear us, can hear me. So just double check with Andre. No, I'm no. So the audience can hear John, but I can't hear John. So they can hear you, John, but I can't hear you. So I'm wondering. Say something again, John. John, say something again. Now you're frozen. Yeah. You know what I realized? I think maybe I'd muted my computer. All right. Okay. I'm not. Okay. Um. Anyway, so what we're talking about is like the different people who had passed away during the year. Obviously we have to give face of Tito Jackson, who passed away. I think it was Tito Jackson that passed away earlier in the year. Gerald Levert's daughter, she died as well. I'm waiting to leave. I'm waiting to leave one person for last until John gets here, because he's a political guru. So hopefully he's able to get back on. So one of you can call John and just tell him to come back on. But I think my phone was muted. I think that's what it was. I think the computer was muted because I had muted earlier today. I didn't remember to unmute it. So maybe that's what I did do. Right. So right. John.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was on me. It was on me this time. Last time was on you. This time is on me.
Oh.
What happened was
Okay.
son of Jesse Jackson is seeking presidential pardon. So I was talking about the deaths this year, and I purposely left one out until you got on the air, right? And that is Jimmy Carter. You were a young man. So I know you probably vaguely, if not vividly, remember his presidency. I was not living in the country at the time when he was president, but I think those were your my 11 years, right? Those are your my 11 years when he was president.
Yeah, you remember the Iran Contra, and it was also the OPEC issue with oil.
Now this time I can hear you, but now you're frozen. Where's your Wi-Fi? I told you,
Can you, my Wi-Fi,
you're frozen.
oh, my phone, frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen. Yeah, okay, now you're good. Tell us a little bit about the Iran-Contra affair. Tell us why you think.
I remember the whole issue. I remember the whole Iran-Contra issue. I also
Uh-huh.
remember the oil embargo
Right.
with President Carter. Those were my youthful years. But
When you didn't have a gray beard.
thank you, Roger. Kiss off, my brother.
Don't worry, I got a gray beard too, John. I saw it coming in, man. I saw the gray.
Ain't nothing
gray
wrong with gray, man. I'm aging gracefully.
yeah,
I'm aging gracefully, my brother.
I shaved my face off and shaved the hair off, and I looked in the sink, and I was like, "Whoa, a lot of gray." Actually, let the gray come out by not shaving. So let the gray come out. So now it's here to stay. In one of my groups, Caribbean American for Social Justice, one lady was talking about Jamaica and Grenada, which were both under his regime or his leadership, and they were not thankful. Also, in the same group, somebody wrote something which I thought was kind of silly, right? Which was, he was gone too soon. And I'm saying, how do you say 100-year-old man is gone too soon?
Right? You know what? But I think people associate him more post president than while he was. Yeah. Is it? I mean, he was the epitome of service, man.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that he lived a life well lived.
Service. Yes.
Right. He dedicated. He was true to the cause. Right. He didn't care.
Hey, what's up, my man, Mr. Burris? How you doing, sir? That's my good friend, man. My good friend tuning in. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, thank you all to all our villagers out there. Right. So, we appreciate winning the Nobel Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, at age 82. It's kind of symbolic of what you're talking about, in terms of how he dedicated his time. And you got to understand, like, Trump did it, I guess, as well. But he was the first president, literally, who came out of nowhere. Right? Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, JR. Happy New Year. Right? He was the first president to actually come out of nowhere to become the president of the United States. Plain Georgia. Right? He came out of nowhere, became congressman, became governor, became president. Right? At a long shot. But it's kind of like how Trump won his second term. Right? The first term was a surprise. The second one, not so much. Right? Not so much.
He hasn't started his second term yet, so
Yeah, technically, but I'm saying winning his second term. I'm saying it's not so much of a surprise, right? Because he's now, whatever. We're not going to go back through why he won or why he didn't win, but that he literally was never a politician and became president in 2016 is the point that I'm making.
Right.
And so we appreciate that. We appreciate Jimmy Carter for his years of service. And you know what's beautiful thing about Jimmy Carter?
What?
He was married to the same woman for almost
60-something years.
60. Actually, I think it was longer. I think they got married. I think like 70
No, it wasn't 70, it was 60 something.
or 60 something, like 67 years. Because she died, what, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Rosalind Carter.
Hey, Michael, what's going on? Happy New Year. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year to everybody. We were talking about, the people who have lost last year. We're on Jimmy Carter. So if anybody right now is an opportunity for you to make a shout out, put it out there. If there's somebody you want to shout out who passed away from your family that you want to recognize in 2024, feel free to do that as well. From beautiful Guyana. Oh, John, look, Michael is in your country.
All right, all right, all right.
Hanging out and listening from Guyana. I appreciate that. So the and then I want to. Then we're gonna. I want to end the show positive, so I'm gonna start with a negative. What do you think? Let's end my positive for the new year, right? Right.
What are we talking about, Roger? Or who are we talking about?
Well, I want to start off negative, which is that guy who set the woman on fire on the subway station.
I mean, you have that also. You have the terrorist attack by that individual in New Orleans
on New Year's Day.
Okay. New Year's Day.
That's why I don't go to. That's why I don't go to Times Square.
It wasn't in Times Square, my brother. It was New Orleans. All right?
No. I know. I'm saying that is why I don't go to Times Square.
The huge crowds. I understand. I can understand that, but right. It's just. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
And Dr. Kali, who passed away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dr. Duncan passed away. My good Dr. Kali Okert passed away. Really good physicians who did a lot of philanthropy, not only here in U.S. but definitely overseas in the Caribbean.
So again, we offer up our condolences to them as well. The school shooting, those young people a couple of weeks ago, around Christmas time, right? That those kind of things are, they resonate. And you know what? I was listening to Boomer Esiason this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about Penny, and why some people are saying, like, why did that woman burn to death? And some people, he brought up, look what happened to Penny, right? Look what happened to Penny. He was brought up on charges, right? He was brought up on charges for trying to save lives, right?
Right.
And so people are also, because you want to charge, the DA want to charge everybody for murder, want to do this, want to do that. Personally, if I was there, I probably would have killed the dude if I see him doing something like that, or do something. I don't know what I would do. Let me not say what I would do.
Exactly. Don't say what you would do, because you don't know what you would have done if you were put in that predicament.
I think more than likely, I probably would have called the police right away.
Right.
And they also were making fun of the governor. I guess at the same time where they threw the guy on the train station. Or the two guys come to jump the turnstile as the camera showed it, and then the other guy on the train threw the person onto the tracks that the train was coming. Right. But when you see images like these, you question whether or not the train station and the subway system is okay. First of all, I'm bigging up all my friends out there, even ones that are not on. Every people, Happy New Year. One more year upon them. As I said earlier, everyone, please do enjoy and have a safe year, right? We're talking about goals. I was stating some of my goals for this year, John. I want to reach out to people who I have not spoken to in a long time. I hate surprises. I know that when I heard that my friend died, he actually followed you. He went to Mile 11, and he went to Mile 11. We all went to Mile 11, 233 Mile 11. But he's from the side of Brooklyn where you were brought up over there in that Brownsville, Remsen Village area over there. To find out that he was killed, right? I spoke about this earlier this year. He was killed towards the end of the year with a stabbing, right? To get that phone call, his number is in my phone. You don't reach out. So, I just want to reach out and make sure, people just to say hi. There's no point in my mind, if your number is in my phone, calling you, saying hello, calling somebody, giving a random call, especially to people that you normally talk to, but sometimes life make you go distant, right? For whatever the reasons are, right? That might move, the family, you change, somebody who used to talk to a lot at work, and now you're not doing that work anymore. You don't get to talk to that person, or somebody who you went to school, but you're good friends.
Right.
But one day turns into 2 days, 2 days turn into 3, 5, 10. You and that person were not enemy. You just grew apart.
Right.
I think there's a good opportunity for us to reach out and say what's up. I also want to publicly thank the Yard, John. I got a surprise for you. I want to publicly thank the Yard and the Rising Grounds. They called me last week, Friday, and they said, Mr. Daly, we will be naming our conference room in our new building after you. So
how much you pay him, Roger? How much you pay him? How much you pay him?
That's what I said. That's why people keep asking me how much I paid. So it'll be our boy Curtis, right? Our boy Curtis, myself, and another community member, Don Swaby. So the three of us, they'll be named the kitchen after Don Swaby, the conference room after me, and the
they named the bathroom after your ass.
And then they named the lounge after Curtis Nelson. So that will be in March. I'll make sure I make the announcement. Anybody want to come out to the ribbon cutting and the honoring, feel free to do that.
Honor your ass.
But it was a pleasant surprise, very humbling to know that those things happen posthumously, right? And to know that they're happening while he's still alive is
amen, and amen, my brother. True.
You could get to see that. Michael, you hear what Michael said, John? That is not nice. That is not nice. Naming the bathroom.
Not nice.
Maybe they should name the toilet after you're behind. But it's very exciting. Our guest is here. There are a few things that we want to talk about a little bit more, but let's bring him on. Levon, you ready? All right. So let's bring him on. How you doing?
I'm good at yourself.
I'm not doing too bad.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
So welcome.
I'm good at yourself, man. I'm doing all right.
Mr. Easley, welcome to the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly. I'm your host. Joining with me right there is our Dr. John L. Sampson, who is joining us today. So let's get right to the nitty gritty. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Easley.
So my name is Levine Easley. I'm from South Jamaica, Queens. Basically born and raised. I came from an athletic family. My father was a professional boxer. I was raised like working out, and that was just my escape. Like, I remember being a kid having like a purple punching bag, and I feel like that's where it all really started. As I got older, started watching like Dragon Ball Z, watching people getting punched through like mountains, and my cousins told me it was crazy. So my uncle and my cousins, they told me like you can get that strong as long as you're doing your push-ups. So I started doing my push-ups. Started doing a lot of push-ups. I would also go out to Yonkers, and my uncle that was out there had me doing pull-ups. So I started doing my push-ups and my pull-ups when I was at a young age. Like, got to junior high school. Instead of playing basketball or football, I would ask the teacher to go into the room. Me and one of my friends, God bless his soul, his name is Jay. We would go inside the room. We would bring out the weights, and we would rather, work out instead of just play basketball. And as time went on, it was just something I just couldn't get rid of. I couldn't shake it. I would go jog with my father, and even times when he was tired, I would still just go out there and just run a mile. Like, run a mile, no problem. Even out by myself, get my little cassette player, throw my headphones on, and just go. As a youth, I seen that.
By the way, those are called Walkman. They're called Walkman. Just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. You got a wheel of cassette. Make sure.
Yeah, exactly. You can make sure the thing didn't crumble. Yeah.
For those that don't know, right?
Yeah, you're trying to show age right there.
Yeah. And that was like the early 2000s, 90s, something like.
Yeah.
Good times.
And then we had the Discman, right? It was the Discman that you had with the little disc, the same concept. But then if you were running, the Discman would jump and it would scratch the disc, right? Back in the days. So it's a pleasure to have you on. As you say, author of Motivated Mental. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hold up a copy of the book. In front of us. It's a real short, easy read. We're talking about how working out, how does that affect your mental state? Now, John and I and Dr. Bryant, our co-hostess, we speak about mental health all the time, right? All the time. Why is it important for people to focus around their mental health? John, by the way, is an avid, he goes to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. Right. He goes to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock. He a big dude. I'm a skinny dude. I'm a little dude, but John is like about 260, and he's a tank. He's a beast, like a down line, right? And we appreciate working out. When I was younger, before I got sick, I used to work out. I was working out in the gym because it kind of relieve stress.
Yeah, that's
so tell us. I guess I'll throw out the first question. Tell us why Motivated Mental? Why the name? Because and when you say that, you can address the cover as well, because the brain working out.
So, as we all know, it all starts with your mind. As long as you can think it, you can conceive it, you can make it happen, right? So, your thought process is, I want to be better, I want to be stronger, I want to feel better about myself. You have to implement that. So once you get the thoughts together, you can make it to the gym. You say, yo, I want more, but I have to take these actions. You end up in the gym, you work out, and like you said, you can go in there with having the worst day possible, but you're going to leave feeling 100 times better. Why? Because you're releasing the dopamines. You're releasing that you're getting that same feeling as some people that smoke weed, some people that use other drugs. So that's one reason for the mental part. Like battling anxiety, battling depression. That's where that's where you battle these areas when you're going to push your physical limit.
Mr. Van, they always say. I was reading a book by a guy named David Goggin, Uh, forgot the name of the book. Former Navy SEAL, and he talked about how your body can your physical body can quit on you, but he says your mind can far exceed what your body can do.
And that's true. That's true. You ever worked out in that last set? It's like your body's telling you can't do it. You take a little break and you push through it. You hype yourself. I know I got it. I know I got it. I know I got it. And that's with just life in general. You may be on the last lap. And you're gonna push yourself. It all starts with the self-motivation. You have to want it. You have to want it. And once you do, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
And I think that's where we lack that capacity to tap into that ultimate. Somebody say that the ultimate trigger, where you can push yourself through your mental state to far exceed what your body, what your physical body tells you at that point in time. You know, it's just like some people just have the will to live. You know, they can be, you know, even those who may be severely injured, but if you have that will to live, to push yourself to the extreme, to get your mind at that level where you can, you know, no longer be operating on your what you feel, but you're operating on like your higher power, your mental state that can sort of like suppress some of that physical that physical pain that you feel. You know, so you know when you talk about and this also dealing with the with suicide and those people who at some point in time they just like give up because they see no way out, and they see they figure they have no way out, and this is it. You know, and instead of dealing with the pain and the suffering, you know, you basically, I think you check out mentally. You just check out.
Honestly,
You know,
I feel like, oh, I apologize, but
no,
it's
go ahead,
more
go ahead.
so.
You were saying
No,
something.
I
Go
was
ahead.
saying like, you can go back to suicide as just what's your purpose, what's your passion, what do you have to look forward to? But when you have a goal, you set a goal. Yeah, I want to be better. I want more, and you really apply that. Like you have something else to look forward to. You notice it. You work out, you get your body right, your self-esteem comes up. That
I
shakes
like that.
depression. You know, so it's
Right.
a blessing. Like I want to tell you, like I don't know if I didn't mention this at the beginning, but collectively I did 10 years, right? So I witnessed the severe depression when people tried to hang themselves or hung themselves. You know, like checked out, was on the mental health line getting meds so they could cope with this situation that we were in. But overall, I seen the opposite. I seen people going to the yard every day, going to the gym every day to try to take advantage of the time that they had and leave better than what they came in. You know, and that was to help them build. Like, of course, you want an environment where you're being told when to sleep, when to go to, like, when to eat. So it's very frustrating. Things going on in the world that you can't control, but you can control how you leave the place. You know, like by working out, by eating right, and I feel like that's everything, because you control your actions. Nobody else can control your actions but you.
You know,
But that's why, you know, when sometimes, you know, especially when you're in the on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the goal is when you're incarcerated and you lock up. If you have some of their goals are just to break that spirit that you have within you, and once you allow them to break that spirit, then you will then succumb to all the other evils that, or all the other evils, all the other urges, that become so obvious. So it's to the point where you have to take your mental ability, your mental capability to another level, so you can not only look past it, but look through it, but most of all, recognize it when it comes at you. A lot of people can't recognize when it comes at you because they allow their guard to go down because they refuse to enhance their mental ability to recognize those situations when they exist, or to enhance that spirit that you have. You have, it's innate. It's in there with you, but your mind has to activate it.
Right. You know, it's not. I think people believe that there's no way out. Right. That's one of the issues, and that's when that is one of the things that caused them to go that further. So what you're trying to tell people is that look at different ways to release that stress. When in one of the conversations with our executive producer, you spoke about Psalms 23. Tell us about that. What would I know what it means to me? What does that mean to you?
Psalms 23 is everything though. It's like you being led to the pasture. That means that your God is gonna guide you no matter what. He's gonna be there, he's gonna walk with you. Just trust him. Just trust him. Like, he knows where you're going before you go. He's gonna make sure that you get there safely and that you have nothing to worry about. As well as like, oh, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil. It's okay, it's gonna be all right. Whatever you go through, you can handle. You can handle. I get protected. Hold
Yeah,
on,
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, and it goes to like a lot of people doubted you. A lot of people doubt everybody. You know, somebody in the back that's waiting for everybody that's on a journey to fall off. So it's like, yo, you prepare a table before my enemies. So regardless about it, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. God is gonna make sure that you're all right. He's gonna make sure he's gonna make your cup overflow, and that's the depths of like Psalms 23. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Like God got you. God got you.
But but the problem with that is a lot of people, we are such a demonstrative society. We got to see everything. You know what I'm saying? We have to see it. If we don't see it, we don't believe it's going to happen. It's just like with faith. You can rely upon your faith, but faith without works is dead. So what are you going to have to do to enhance that faith that's in you? It is in you. It is in you, but you don't see it. We believe in instant gratifications. It's like we got to see things to believe them, but at the same time, we talk about, the parables, my pastor, Pastor Bernard, talked about.
My pastor too.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the day wisdom. That's what we're working on right now.
Yes, the wisdom, and he talked about the parables, and Jesus spoke to us in parables. And the reason he spoke to us in parables because he wants us to see beyond what is just so obvious. There's more to it than what is there. But that forces us to go deeper into our mind and to look for things. Some people are just are satisfied with the status quo, like you said, with your mental ability. Sometimes you're just satisfied with what you see. It's just like your body takes you to a certain point, and you can't, and you say to yourself, your body can't take you any further. But then it's your mind and your belief in yourself and the belief in who you are that can take you that much further. But you don't see it. You feel your body has reached that point, but your body hasn't reached that point. But what you talk about, it goes a lot to your faith in that spiritual foundation, like you said, Psalm 23, that you have.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like you were saying, faith is a big part, but if we wake up every day, we see the faith. We have faith that we're gonna wake up the next day, and we wake up the next day. So they go outside, you know. We make it to a job. If you have one, you make it to a job the next day. That's your faith working. Like, you know what? I believe everything's gonna be okay because it's working out for you. You see this every single day. Once again, I was shot 7 times. I got shot in my neck. I wasn't supposed to survive that, but you have faith that you're gonna make it. You're gonna push yourself in it. As long as you don't panic, you'll be okay. Like, but it's more so like it's evident. It's in your face every single day. Every day when you eat a meal, you praying, and you realize like God bless me, and He's gonna continue to do so. Like, it's
But you said it's like God's going to bless you, but we take it for granted that God is going to just bless us without doing the work that is necessary to continue to receive the blessings from God, by just walking in His path, or just talking about, you know, be soldiers, or talk about the gospel.
Be a living example. As long, all right. So God gives you God gives you an opportunity every day to walk in His gospel. Do unto others as you want done to you. Lend people a hand if you can. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It could just be a good moment. It could just be in a good soul. It could just be polite. That could go further. Now it goes back to depression. You have somebody, let's just say we in the gym. We in the gym, we see somebody struggling with something. All right, offer a spot. That might help them. That's helping them get stronger. And you're being a blessing to somebody else. So yes, it's possible. We just have to acknowledge, the signs, and just continue to be good individuals. And as long as we do that, then we'll be all right.
I want to go to the book for a minute, Levon.
What's up?
And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to author Levon Easley, the author of Motivated Mental. As I read the book, and John and I, we were having a brief conversation earlier, not because you were supposed to come on, and I'm glad to know that you're feeling better. So good to hear that. I know a lot of people has been dropping like flies, not dropping out as in under, but I mean, being very sick. I know I was, and I know our co-hostess, I think she's still recovering, as a matter of fact. But what I like about the book, you did for audience, to give you what it is, the Motivated Mental, is talks to you about how exercising helps you mentally. So I like the fact that you gave the exercises and what part of the body that it helps you to build, and then you come back to how does these different types of hormone releases, how do those things help you, what are you doing, right? So why did you decide you want to give, like, basically it's working out for dummies, right? Working out for dummies.
It's like a beginner.
Right.
Beginners.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what they call, those books, like, say.
I get it.
Right. So, hey, welcome, Dr. Bryant. I was just talking about, I don't know if you heard me talking about it. I didn't. Welcome.
Welcome, Doc.
Good evening, everyone.
So the question becomes, why did you feel the need? It could have just been motivated mental. Why did you do structurally say, hey, let me teach you these exercises, and then we talk about how that's going to work mentally, right? How is that going to work mentally to help you become better or become more motivated?
It's like, you can give somebody instructions, but I mean, you can tell somebody what to do, but if you don't give them instructions, then how helpful is it? Like, I want everybody to have at least the foundation to build off of, like, as in, what body parts you need to work on, I should have threw some nutrition facts in there, but that'll be in the next book. But for the most part, it's just a foundation. I want to help them build a foundation so they can start. You know, to get ahead, you got to get started. So as long as they start, then no telling whether it be in 3, 4, 5 years.
You know what? I have to agree with you, especially in January. Happy New Year's to everyone.
Yeah.
Especially everyone is thinking about, okay, new year, new beginning, workout mode. I got to get back into it or whatever. But problem a lot of people tend to have is they get the membership, but they don't know what the hell to do. Then they get the membership or they lose motivation and saying, okay, I'm not seeing progress fast enough. 1 week, they're like, okay, it's supposed to go away.
How comes I have the mighty Python, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
So it's so important for, if someone is just getting back into the gym or if they want to set some goal. I did hear you in the beginning, Roderick, where you talk about setting some goals. What are the goals you're trying to aim in regards to working out? Working out requires more than just the physical. It requires, like you mentioned, the mental. And you have to have a support system when you want to give up, especially when you don't see the results fast enough. So the knowing what to do and how to do it correctly, because a lot of people tend to hurt themselves in the gym. They think they're making a difference by picking up 400 pounds and saying, okay, I got this. And unfortunately, their form is incorrect. When they come down, they might not come, they're hurting themselves more than they are actually building themselves up. So having correct form, knowing that you're doing things correctly, having the support system, I would say, is mainly what I see from your book. Hey, you know what? When I'm ready to give up, let me just pick up and keep trying. Because at the end of the day, if you don't work hard and if you don't keep going, you'll never see the results.
And you're going to be mad, right? You're going to be mad, right? And,
yeah, you get frustrated at the end of the day. Yeah.
Starting
over is not easy, but it is worth doing. At least if you start over, you have a support system, you have a team, or you do it correctly so you don't hurt yourself this time. It makes all the difference.
So it's just a little bit a day. People think, cool, I got to go to the gym for an hour and a half. Nah, it's all right to go for 10 to 15 minutes, 25 minutes if you can. Just make it count. Don't give up. Make every single day count. When you start taking, I'm going to wait until tomorrow. I'm going to wait until the next day. That's when, before you know it, adding up a month or two.
I one of the things that I tell people is to make SMART goals, right? SMART, very specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, right? SMART goal. So actually, I lost my train of thought. I didn't lose my train of thought, but I want to go back to something that Naquan had asked, right? And the shout out. Let's go back to that comment. Safety doesn't mean unharmed. You mentioned that earlier. Vaughn is a true testament to that. And that, so I want you touched on the story, but we glanced over it, right? So said I'm going to come back to the question I'm going to ask you, but I knew I brought that up and we went away and we started talking about something else. You said you were shot 7 times. You want to talk about that? Or shot at 7 times? Wow. 1 came through your neck. You want to talk about that? Why is that part of that perseverance, right? That motive, because like you said, many people could have given up. I don't know if you want to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, we can. If not,
I don't mind. So it was 2 separate incidents. One when I was 15 and another when I was 17. Both 15 years old, it was more so, I can't go out like this. I'm not dying like this. So I said it to myself enough to where I made it to the hospital. I didn't panic because a lot of time that's what it is. Your adrenaline's rushing, you're bleeding profusely, like you pass out. You have to stay calm in every situation, no matter how dire it is. The second time I got shot in the neck, Same thing. Got in the car, took myself out the car, walked inside the hospital. And it was just like, yo, I gotta be successful. I can't allow myself to die right now. You know, like, and once again, it goes back to panicking. It goes back to panicking. You have to stay calm in every situation. And I knew that I had goals to achieve. Like, I know that I wanted more out of life, and I couldn't end it there. Like, and it was at a party. So yeah. Being young is outside.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I'm glad you're sharing that history, and the reason why I'm glad about that is like, listen, this is where I was, this is where I am, right? And those things, and I always want to go back to the name of your book. Those things motivated me mentally to move forward and teach other people how can I make a switch. John, you know, let me go to John.
Yeah.
John, you work out a lot, right?
Yeah.
How do you relate to what Levon is saying? Why you think, let's tie it in with the book. Why do you think this book helpful? Because you know, some of these things maybe you were doing it, you didn't even realize you were doing it until you saw it in a book. I think that's what
I think, you know, Ron's talking about is, you know, to me, just working out is a way to just to deal with the stress and to deal with everyday life. Um, it it's like you're building up. It's just like when you take medication, you know, you're taking medication to get well, or you're trying to build up your resistance to whatever life throws at you. You know, it could be physical, it could be mental, it can be spiritual. So that allows you to work on your body so you can deal with those obstacles and and devices that you face. It's basically life, man. Just dealing with life and the triggers that life can open up, and the obstacles that you can face. So working out is an escape. It's a momentary escape from just life. But then when I'm ready to go back, you know, when I'm ready, at that point in time, I'm finished my workout, whatever it is, I'm ready to deal with what life has to present me at that time because I am in the right mental frame of mind. You can be physically fit, but if your mind is not fit or strong enough, you can still be susceptible to those challenges that life throws at you on a daily basis.
Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna add on to that because you're absolutely right. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all coincide with each other. You can't have one without the other. You can't. Um, your mental is gonna push you to build your physical, but your spirit is what's gonna keep you intact from everything. You know, like if you're battling yourself, it's gonna be an issue. That's gonna affect everything. It's gonna affect your mental may deteriorate, and once that go, your body go, or even if your body go, your mind may go. You may lose. I have a friend that just lost a leg, but he's in good spirits. Like he just got his leg amputated, but he's in great spirits. But if his spirit go, what happens after that? So everything coincides with each other.
And you're right, and you're right because once your spirit goes, then you open yourself up for depression. You open yourself up to be vulnerable, like a lot of things that life may present to you. You know, some people get to the point where they have to start self-medicating, take alcohol or take drugs or get hooked on oxycodons to deal with the pain that they are suffering from.
True. True.
yeah, yeah, I coach Little League, and I have some young kids that play sports. And I was saying to a couple of parents that they needed to listen to tonight's show because the kids need to hear what it means to be motivated and why you need to be motivated. And so I appreciate the fact that you're talking about how these things help you to build a positive mindset, right? Right, a positive mindset. You know, I remembered when I was in college, and you know, I used to compete at a college level, but I love that adrenaline. But I love when I was in the gym, right? I love when I was in the gym working out. That when I started doing it back later on, when I, you know, when I came after going to the gym, I sat in the sauna, right? I sat in the sauna or the steam room, and I just felt like relaxed, right? So it's kind of like my mind was at ease. So I'm glad, you know, again, I keep saying I'm glad that you put this to paper, because it is really exciting to put those words so kids and young people can see it, right? And I think all of us here, I think Dr. Bryant also, you know, she did some work out as
I
well.
always work out. Stop down talking me, my
It's
God.
crazy. That's how we met. Yeah, she was telling me about her competitions and
No,
everything.
no. See, what I didn't want. I didn't want to put you out there like Dr. Bryant, because I know how. Listen, yo, Yvonne, I can tell you right now, she don't like to be put out there like that. So I didn't want to put her out. But now that she put it out there, she used to pump some iron, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I have no problem working out. I have no problem working out.
She used to bench press more than me, right? And it was cool because you know, I think when we just met, she was very excited about that. You know, sharing that with me. When John can't even sleep at night because he can't wait till in the morning to get up at 5:30 to go work out. It does something to you.
Wait, I'm like, wait, what? Okay.
No, I'm saying like you look. It's something you're looking forward to. Is my point. Right?
Roger, let me tell you something. I don't look forward to getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym at 5. I don't look forward to it. However, no. However, I know what the benefits. I know what the benefits are of me just going to the gym, not only to reduce my stress, but also to concentrate or focus on my health. Because you know, you can have all the money in the world, man, but if you don't have good health, it doesn't mean anything.
That right there.
So I'm gonna touch on that real quick. Well, there's two things. Like my real logo, if you see it on the back, right? So this concept came from health is wealth. Like health is the real bag. That's without that you don't have anything. You can have a billion, $1 trillion. It doesn't matter if you get sick the next day and you can't do anything to optimize it. It's over. You're gone.
Right.
So you really have to focus on you really have to focus on yourself. Another thing, we all experience this. Everybody had a PR at one point, right? How did you feel once you went past it? How did you feel when you touched the new PR?
For those people who are new, what is a PR?
That's your maximum rep. That is your maximum rep. That's at your max. You're capped out. So let's just say you're 185, but you was able to bench press 300 pounds. All right, cool. You thought that was it. And then 2 months later, you was able to touch 325 pounds, 350 pounds. You thought that you was at your limit and you pushed yourself past it. So that it's no fun like that. I can imagine how the people that run on 5K now is 10K.
You know, Ron, you're right. Well, my daughter had signed me up to do the Spartan. You know, to do the Spartan, and this is like CrossFit, stairs, run, jump, everything. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? I said, nah, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I signed up for it. No, jumping over fences, crawling. I mean, I said, no, I can't do this. But you know what? I did it and I finished the race. You know what I'm saying? So it has to, a lot of you can psych yourself out mentally. So, would it put you in a position that where you start panicking and getting anxiety. So it paralyzes you from moving forward. Your mind your mind is one of the strongest muscles in your body, your brain. However, you can psych yourself up to the point where you can become paralyzed.
Mhm.
And that's what you're talking about, being mentally motivated to do whatever
Yes,
you
I
need
had,
to do.
pardon me. So
Let me
I was
tell you
doing
something,
first.
Van.
My phone.
Can you
Yeah.
speak to everyone about the importance of stretching?
Oh yes.
Because I think that's
Oh yeah, that's a
part
good
of
point. Yes.
working out that people
Yeah.
tend to forget. They run straight to the heavy weights, they run straight to everything, but the stretching before or after, or even waking up in the morning, the importance of that. And
Yeah, that's you're correct, Doc. You're definitely correct.
It's
you're
everything.
guilty of it too.
It's everything. Like, people wonder, all right, cool, you worked out one day, but now your body's stiff the next. Like, you wonder why your joints are not loose. You have to. When you go outside in the wintertime, you let your car run before you drive off. It's just a necessity. Even if you grab light weights and you start working out with them first before you touch a heavy weight, it's enormous benefits behind it. You have to warm yourself up. If not, you're subjected to injury. Every trip. So,
And it doesn't matter if you're older or younger or whatever, injury will occur. Basketball, especially too.
At first, young, so you think but it catches up to you after a while. So, you might as well start while you're young. Two things before I forget. One thing about the kids: start while you're young, and you don't have to touch weights. You do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats, sit-ups, build your core, and that'll take you a lot further. That inner strength will help.
Calisthenics.
Calisthenics. It's not gonna leave you. Weights are great, but you do your best to mix it.
Use your own weight. Use your body weight to help you.
Yeah, look, Vaughn, I got to ask you this question because everybody's asking. I see the muscles like just pushing through your shirt. How much you bench?
Yeah.
How much you bench? My son is like, I do this too. He's 12, right? So how much you bench? How much you squat? Let me know. Let me know. How much you bench? How much you squat?
My max is 505. My max squat was 525.
Your max? What's 505? Your bench?
No. My bench was 405. My max squat was 525.
Dude, you bench 405, man?
Yeah. Bench 405. Decline. I can show you a video if you want to see it.
Yeah, it's like he was waiting for that question.
Oh my,
Go ahead. Right, you go ahead. You hear that? John, what's your max?
I don't max out. I start out at 135 and I stop at 225 bench press. And I just keep it there.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. 225 is great. Like a lot of athletes, football players, they stick at 225. Yeah. 225, 15 reps, you're good. Get a good spot and you're right.
My max was 275.
275, that's great too.
I can't even do 160 right now. But my max.
All
right.
So we're gonna work to get that back.
Yeah, good luck.
But you know what? But you know what? But you know, I think, Ron, you were right, because I remember when I started. When I was introduced to burpees, I couldn't do one burpee. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do one burpee. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things. Burpees are one things that when you are inside. Burpees are the tools that get you right. Is a total body workout. Especially if you do different variations. You do the Navy SEAL, you do all the different variations. That really that gets you right. Those burpees. So I couldn't do one, but eventually I wind up One said I did about 300.
That's good. That's good, bro.
300 burpees. Wow.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
about the consistency. Like Nate was saying, it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Levon Easley, the author of Motivated Mental. How does working out affect your psyche, your mental component? Tell us his journey, right? His journey to writing this book. How do people get a copy of this book if they wanted to?
It's actually on Amazon right now. $19.99. $19.99, with the life lessons in it. I could go back and tell you, like, yo, this is really what helped me get through one of the toughest times in my life, like working out, praying, just building myself mentally. Because, like you were saying before, that's what they want to do. They want to attack your mind first. They want to strip you of who you are. And we all heard it. You can lock my body, but can't lock my mind. Like, it's impossible.
Right.
You can really take yourself anywhere in this world as you can think clear, as long as you know you believe in yourself. Like, and I want to instill that into the kids. I have so I do a summer program. I was working in the gym high school as well. And all my kids, I want to tell them, like, you can be great. We all worked out together. They built a camaraderie. At one point, a lot of them didn't, associate with each other, but it goes back to just fitness being everything. Fitness opens the door to building relationships that you never thought that you have. Like,
my first year of high school, I went to Lafayette High School in Brooklyn, right? And there was a kid there, because back then they had a weightlifting competition in high school, and there was a kid there. I looked at him and was like, I want to be like him, because he was a beast, right? I wanted to be like him. It motivated me to say, hey, I want to participate in this thing. So why am I bringing that up? Because it's also a point where you can socialize around it. You go to the gym, you make a connection, you open up, right? To other people.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna interrupt
I'm
you.
looking for the video, by the way, pardon me.
I know, we know.
One thing I'm gonna say.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, hold on. You have a question. People go to the gym, they socialize too much, and then mess up other people's workout. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to the gym and you want to have a full-blown conversation, pull it to the side and let people work out, and then you can go back to it. Nobody 92 says, I have a question for Levon. How was it growing up with a father as a professional boxer, and how much did that impact his life as far as fitness goes? Oh.
It was everything, because you have that role model. We all have somebody that we inspire to be like when we get older. So, this is my dad. This is my superhero when I'm younger. So it's like, I want to eat like him. So I eat healthy. So I started to eat healthier. I want to work out. I want to be strong. Like, watching him grow up, he's lean, but he has muscles. He has a big back, so he's spreading his wings, his lats out. I'm looking like, nah, that's cool. So I push myself to
heavyweight
maintain the
boxer.
same.
What was his weight class?
Oh, he's a middleweight. Levon Easley.
So another question.
He didn't force it on me. It was a way to bond with him. And then I have an uncle that's like 7 years older than me. That's his little brother, but his name Brian. He's from Yonkers. He was a basketball player. Great at basketball. And between those two, I just had, I don't know, it was just something like, I want to be stronger. I want to be bigger. I want muscles too, They used to be able to make they chest jump. I'm like, I want to try that too. I had to do my push-ups.
You know what? I think if you're exposed to that at a young age, you become a little competitive, because I can say that ever since I was young, I was very competitive. If my teacher was playing basketball or football. I wanted to be the fastest one, and I caught. If we're playing football, you're gonna throw it, and I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna be the fastest one out there. So I've always had a competitive part of me. So I think with sports, you always, and working out, you always have some form of competition. It could be with yourself, or it could be with a friend or a partner. So that's the good thing.
Right?
Compete against what can you do that's better. I always say I want to be better at an older age than I was when I was 18. Yes, I was always working out since I was young, but guess what? I want to be better in my
older age, Doc. Older age, really? Okay, Doc.
Listen, I want to be able, I am able to do more than I was when I was 18, 19, or 21. So the workout, And in college, when I got to college, we used to bodybuild, but I want to do it at a much more mature age, put it like that, than when I was in my 20s or when I was in my
light weights, more reps.
No, I do heavy weights. Don't worry, I can.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to do heavy weights. You could do light weights and more reps. You don't have to do heavy weights.
But you know what? I don't want to do 1,000,001 reps. I want to do it correct, and I'm gonna stretch myself, and that's it.
But that's the thing. Like even with light weights, you don't have to go. You don't have to do a lot of reps. You just do like isometric. So you bring it down slow. Hold, pause, and you push. That's for bench press. For curls, same thing. You tight, squeeze your muscle, bring them down slow, and that'll help you build just as well. Instead of, I know after doing 20 reps of anything, you're like, all right, cool, I'm bored. I don't. And that may deter you from actually continue to work out. Like you I feel like I reached a plateau. Like I don't feel it working. I don't feel it burn. But as you get older, you really start you really realize like I don't have to go heavy to obtain my goals. But I still want to touch it once in a while and see where I'm at. So let's say just have fun with it though. Just have fun while you're doing this. Like it's not a project. It shouldn't be work. It shouldn't be, oh man, dreadful. I'm going there. I got to go to the gym. Nah, let me try something new. Let me spice it up. Let me get a party that's going to push me. Let's have a healthy competition.
I have a question for you. Besides nobody too, who is better to train, a female or a male?
All right.
Now you asking a man to be a sexist. That's not a no. Vaughn, just say female. Just say female.
Hold on.
No. Just say female. Just say female. Just say female. Don't even answer that. You're gonna set up. You know, Levon, am I fat? You're getting set up.
Yeah, I get it. I have to. I feel like I can't leave any food on the table. I have to answer.
Nah, dude. You just leave the. I'm telling you, you go ahead. Right.
I'm gonna keep it short. Now, when a female's dedicated about changing her body, they're more consistent than a lot of men.
Okay.
And then men, if they feel like, you know what, I'm gonna do this myself. They're gonna go off. They're gonna work out by themselves, and then they're gonna lose the motivation. They're gonna stop and then do it wrong, hurt themselves. So it's like it's a pro and a con because now with your, let's say a male client or a male partner, you have somebody that's gonna be able to spot you. That's gonna be able to lift up 400 pounds. God forbid it's getting close to your chest, 300 pounds. And y'all gonna push each other. Female, you and a female KD, they coincide with each other too. Like you can really put.
So wait. Correction: females can spot males,
no.
And I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Listening. John, I warned him, right? I warned him, didn't I?
I don't know. Like
you better leave that food.
75 pounds. I don't.
What?
I don't want you to hurt yourself. No. I don't want you to hurt yourself neither. So I'm being considerate.
Let's go to nobody's question.
You know what? Next question.
Any father's fight. I'm trying to help you out here.
Jennifer
I'm not
knows
saying anything. You're not learning. Right? I
got
told
that
you, am I fat?
Oh man, I set myself
Right?
up beside.
So did you? You said your father was a professional fighter. Did you see any of his fights?
As a kid, as a kid, I went, but majority of them were. I was in school, so I wouldn't leave school, but that was a highlight. Like, wait for Friday night fights. I remember one. He rolled with his punch. He rolled with his opponent threw a right punch. He rolled with the right punch, came back with his own right, broke the guy's leg. I'll never forget that fight. But
It broke the guy what?
he broke the other guy's leg.
Oh, broke his leg? Or is it
Yeah.
MMA?
No. This is a fight. His opponent threw a right punch. He rolled with the right punch, and he came back with his own right, broke the guy's leg. On Friday night.
I'm trying to visualize. How did he break his leg?
All right, so the guy came with the right. My father rolled with the right. And then he came back with the right. His momentum pushed the guy off the balance and snapped his leg.
Oh, so the guy fell and broke his leg.
Yeah,
he
fell off the balance.
Because he was a boxer. Your father was a boxer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the fight was over right then and there.
Now that was the first round. It was over. First round.
So
but,
what was your father's fighting name? Now I got to look him up.
Levine Easley. It's the same name. We have the same name. I'm the third. Yes.
Okay. Is your father like Mike Tyson, man? Have the urge at all age, or he says like I hang it up?
I'm not. As in a ring?
No, your father. Yeah, your father.
No. In the ring, he's not fighting in the ring, but he is still spar. If a situation happens outside, he's still active. He's still very active.
He still want to bust your ass.
Yeah, he's still very active.
What was like that movie Rocky, right? Rocky never gets old. At 70, still want to get in the ring.
You can't. When you have that fighting spirit, it's hard to really lose it.
Let me tell you, I was disappointed with Mike Tyson to even get in that ring. So it was a waste of time.
You know what? A lot of people said $20 million. I'm getting in there too, right?
He secured the bag. That's what it's about. He secured the bag.
Let me see what nobody's question is. Nobody 92.
What made you open up a gym? That's important.
You didn't talk about the gym.
Yeah. What made you open up a gym? And what motivated you to do that?
Yes. When you were incarcerated, y'all all experienced this during the pandemic. When you're in your house and you just have time to think, have time to yourself. Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? So you just start jotting ideas, jotting goals down. I have a book that I actually wrote. It's a composition notebook. I wrote a ton of goals from 2013. I came home 2018. That's the only book that I kept during the whole duration of my incarceration. I went back and I looked at it and I realized like I accomplished most of the things that I wanted, but a gym was definitely one of them because this is really my passion. Like I love working out. No matter what was going on in my life, I could be outside running around doing a bunch of nonsense. Me and my friends are still like, yo, come on, let's go work out. Let's go do some pull-ups. We playing video games. We betting on, remember the Wii? The Wii, they used to have a bowling game. You get a strike, the person that you're playing, they have to do 10 push-ups. They have to do 20 push-ups. You get a spare, they got to do 5. They got to do 10. So it was always a part of my life. But a gym was definitely something I thought about while I was incarcerated, and I came home and I started doing it.
Where's your gym located at?
Well, right now we're relocating, but we were on the Conduit in Francis Lewis.
I'm trying to visualize. There's a nursing home over there somewhere?
No.
Nah, on the corner is a dancing school. And on the other side is daycare.
Okay. All right, I was trying to visualize. So obviously that's in Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen.
That's in
No,
Queens.
it's in Queens.
I mean
It's in
Queens. I mean that's in Queens. You're right. You're right. I was just because we have people like
Yo, man, you need to do some working out, brother, with that brain there, brother.
no, it's not.
Sorry.
No, the reason why I was telling people where it is was because we don't have just people locally watching it. We have
Ultimate Dance Academy is on the corner. It's a great dance school, by the way. They're located on the corner. It was 241st North Conduit. Upstairs is a venue, Morgan NYC. Y'all can go there. Y'all can book a party. It's a great space. Yeah, it's a lot that can be done. But I'm just relocating to another spot. I'm looking for something in South Jamaica right now, but we'll get back and I'll give you an exact address. So.
Okay.
okay. Excellent.
So maybe this summer we're gonna have, maybe the Village crew could come out and work out with Van. That was the goal. That was the goal. Let's do it.
That between John and Joanne and Andre. Joanne and Andre. Sophia and I will be chilling, just watching y'all work out.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Village radio show. Let's go.
There go that competitive nature via Dr. Brian. There you go.
There you go. Right
iron
there.
Sharpen iron, man. Iron sharpen iron. We have to.
Right. You heard it right away, right, John?
That's it. Let's do it. Let's spend a couple. Listen, we come together in Brooklyn. We could do it in Brooklyn. We could do it in Queens. A day of workout, a couple hours. Let's do it. Get healthy for this before the summer. We got spring. We got summer radio show, video. Come on, let's do it.
I told you, Andre and John. I'll just watch. I'll video. I'll go behind the scene this time, not in front of the camera, just right behind it. You guys are good to go.
You can't let you get away like that. You know that.
Thank you, Carla. Let's do it. Let's turn the street down. Let's turn.
Carla, you can join them too.
You know what? Listen, usually when we have street parties, we have all types of food or whatever. Let's create a workout party. Shut down the street and create some workout activities, and it's for real.
Vaughn, I think you just got an agent, right? You just got an agent right then.
Well, we got something that works for the summer.
Right.
Let's do it. Let's do it with Community Boy 17. What you think?
That's out of my district. That's in Queens.
Okay. Well, he'll come. Wait.
You know what? Honestly,
he'll come to Brooklyn. He'll come to Brooklyn.
Vaughn.
Van, he gonna come to Brooklyn.
Hold on. Vaughn.
Van is his name, not Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Thank you.
Well,
Van.
That's my Caribbean name. Thank you.
No, Van, I got it. It's just my accent.
It's all right. I know.
It would be great to bring in generations together.
Well, what I'm saying is, she brought up a good point. I'm going to give her some credit because we do have a youth event.
Okay.
The first Thursday in August every year. And we have a few close to when it was at the highest, it was a few thousand. Now we're about 1,500. Because we're redoing it and getting it up there. That's something that you can do, actually, now that she said it.
And we're not going to only wait for the youth.
Kids.
Listen, not only the youth, the older folks need to work out too. In order to live right, to be right, we need to get our health together. One thing is, a lot of people tend to eat not so healthy, but if we start exercising, either by walking or doing something, staying fit, we need that. Period. Running.
Okay, I agree with you.
Let's do it. Come on, Community Board Leader. Let's do it.
I just said okay.
All right now. So you hear this?
Dragging me out there like that.
August for the kids. What about the adults?
Yo, don't give me no work to do, man.
We'll talk about this later.
Exactly. Like,
we'll make this happen.
I already said yes, he could come to the youth thing.
But thank you, Carla, for saying it would be a great idea for bringing generations together.
The kid thing has more to do with Assembly Member Waterman has a workout for seniors every day in the morning in the park at Patagate Park.
Oh, nice.
So, that's also the next part of the comment. So tell us how we can get your book, Van.
Van.
Let me try to be. Let me lose my accent for a minute. Levan. How is that? Does that make you feel better, Dr.
I
Brian?
understand. I understand. Once again, it's on Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com and you type in Motivated Mental, it'll come up Motivated Mental by LeVan Easley. And that's one way. If you happen to be in Queens, you can always reach out to me on the DM. My Instagram is muscleman_Van.
And do you go to the schools too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm in MS 231. It's also it's CAM, Collaborative Arts. Should be going into PS40 soon. And I go anywhere they need me. Anywhere they need me, anywhere that I could reach out to a kid and help them start their fitness journey now, because the younger you are, the better you are. It becomes habitual. It becomes a part of your lifestyle, and that's what we need. Everybody to make this a lifestyle, not just for the beginning of the year, not just for a moment, for a trip, a vacation. It has to be a part of your lifestyle. Like you were saying, the older generation, you want to run around with your grandkids. You want to be able to have fun with them in the summertime. You want to be able to watch them grow. Being healthy is a major part,
That is true.
When you say that, there's a dude that I play basketball. Yeah, I used to play basketball. He's like 60, like 65, 66. Still got a wicked jump shot. But man, when you see him, he's like a tank, right?
Mhm.
He's like and he looks good. Like, I'm like, all right, I want to be like you when I grow up, So I get it. I get it. I want to thank you, Van, for joining us today on the Village Radio Talk Show. It's been a pleasure, letting people know that it's good to be motivated and be motivated mentally to get things done that needs to get done in your life to keep you up there, keep you strong. I finished with this. When I got sick, the doctor said, hey, because you're in good physical strength, you're able to endure the more harsh treatment, right? Because of your physical strength. So what Van is talking about is real, right? It's real because sometimes your working out give you strength and give you, opportunity to go to certain rigors that people don't work out
wouldn't be able to tolerate.
For real. Again, so thank you, Mr. Easley, for joining us.
Thank you, Van. Thank you, Van. Thank you very much.
Right, and let everybody know it's a real easy read, right? I don't want to
Easy.
real easy. You can read the book in 30 minutes, but be motivated for a lifetime. So,
and then you could go to the gym too, right
again,
after.
Motivated for a lifetime.
Let's make it a lifestyle. Please, let's make it a lifestyle.
Yeah, just create a new lifestyle. God bless, and thank you so much for joining us.
Bless you too, brother. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you, Dr. Brian. Appreciate y'all. I just want to leave with this. Everybody, even if it's just a little bit of day, like Dr. Brian was saying earlier, even if it's a walk, it could be 4 or 5 sets of jumping jacks, then just up it to 6, 7 sets of jumping jacks until you hit 10 sets of jumping jacks at 15 to 20 reps. That means 15 to 20 times that you're doing this. Just start. Like, only way to get ahead is to get started. That's it.
That's true.
I like that. That is true.
That is
The only way to get ahead is to get started.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that.
I like
Owe
that.
yourself for real.
All right.
Again, I appreciate y'all for having me.
all right.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Van. Thank you, Van. Thank you.
Ben.
Take care.
It makes me, he just makes me want to start working out now. I'm going to call the kids and make sure they work out right away. So, although they just came from the gym, but
So you should join them.
yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. But he's right though. You know, there's a certain feeling that you get when you do work out and do have when you work out, when you go running. That's why people go running for mile, because it also gives you time to think, right? So time
True.
to think.
True. Mhm.
And one thing we didn't ask him about was like, you know, meditating as well, which is part of his part of the book. And
It's
why
like you need the stretching. You can do yoga. There's many things you can do to just relax the body. Because in order for you to, yeah, swimming is excellent. Swimming is excellent. Hmm.
So, you know, I want to go back to the thing that happened on New Year's Day.
Man, listen.
No,
New
listen,
Year's Day, Queens, it's just ridiculous,
the
you know?
reason why, in a way, I wanted it to be a coordinated attempt
What?
and not an isolated attempt. Now, people asking me why would I say that, right? The reason why I said that is very simple. At least you will have a place to start with, right?
Mhm.
Now, what you have is just a bunch of rogue individuals doing all of these negative things. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Like, yeah, so now you don't even know where to begin, right?
Mhm.
Are these like a whole bunch of just crazy Americans, right? Or is it like a coordinated attempt to get something done? Well, I'm talking about like with the Tesla truck where the guy died, and
It was a military person too.
yeah, both
Both
of
of
them.
them. Both of them. Both of them. Yes.
So what is happening in the military that these people are actually going off like that?
Something happened. Something could happen that affected their mental stability.
Right. That you know, and the other question is, why do they hate America?
What trauma? What's the trauma? What trauma
they're-
did they face?
Right, what
They're
triggered it?
both Americans.
Yeah. My
So
only
it is-
question, I don't know if uh one of them was naturalized. The one from Texas, I don't know if he was naturalized
He
American.
was born here. He was born in Texas. He was born in Texas.
They just said that he's an American citizen. I didn't see anybody.
No,
say
they did say that he was born in Texas.
Oh, they did? Okay. I just heard, like I said, I only heard that he was an American citizen from Houston, Texas, and he served in the military. They
You know
didn't
what's
say-
interesting? Musk, since the car blew up, every data that was attached to the car, he sent to the FBI. So every data from highway that you travel on the Tesla, any conversation that was happening in the car, any pictures they had, that he was able to upload and send to the FBI.
Who's he?
Musk.
Elon
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Here's the car. The information from the car.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I thought that was
That's
fascinating.
what you're talking about, right, Doc?
Absolutely. I thought that was interesting
That's
because
more
I'm
than-
wondering what other car company is going to actually download information and send it to the FBI right away. So it makes me think, how often are we, well, it's a good and a bad thing, but how often conversation or things that you're doing are being monitored?
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine. I don't know if he's actually listening on ear, right? And that is, like I said to him, like, you know, just download Google, put your phone number, and you know, save your numbers, because if you lose your phone, because he lost his phone, and he can't find any numbers because he doesn't trust the system.
Mhm.
Right.
And I'm saying, when you hear things like this, I'm like, okay, so now you don't trust the system, but you're fully aware that the system is watching you.
Right.
Mhm.
But you know, like, what do you have to say now, right? So, you know, it's real, right? These are real damn issues that's happening.
You know what's interesting? What's interesting is the Republican Party are fighting them amongst each other. Musk and Banner back and forth. So that's interesting.
Who's fighting?
Banner.
Yeah, I know.
Steve
Oh,
Bannon,
that's
Steve Bannon, Steve Bannon,
Bannon.
Bannon, Bannon.
Von Bannon. um, right.
So those two.
No,
So
but
here it is.
no, what happened
Donald Trump.
when you said the Republican Party? It's not the Republican Party.
Well, he represents
It's prominent Republicans.
Oh, but here's the funny thing. Trump wants to get rid of immigrants. Now, Musk wants to bring. He don't feel Americans have the talent and the skills, so he wants to bring in immigrants to fulfill the positions of technology and things like that. So that's where the drama comes in. One wants to get rid of people, the other one want to bring his crew. What is
the tech people, the tech immigrants.
Yeah, but they're still immigrants.
Right.
So
no,
it's just like, okay, what do you want? You know what? Only the tech ones are good enough to come to the United States, and the other ones are not.
I think I think that the perspective, right, is that the techs are more serious about work, right? I think that's a perspective, right? And so they crave that work. Don't want to say, he doesn't want to outright say that he believes Americans are lazy, right? But he just believes that the techs are more motivated to work. So that's
and on that note, villagers, I want to thank you again for tuning in the first show of 2025 about health, wellness,
right?
Sticking to your goal.
Right. You're breaking up, John, but you're full 100 on that, right?
Yeah, we started off.
Do something. Don't make goals you can't keep. That is the rule of law.
And start
small. Moderation. Right? Start small. Not like Dr. Bryant trying to lift 400 pounds. Just start easy.
Don't be like Dr. Bryant and say, hey, women can be squatters too at 400 pounds. We know that, but we know
let me tell you something. Don't go there, because our major muscle is our leg muscle. So you keep playing.
No, listen. I personally believe, just like everybody else, if you train to lift it, you'll eventually get there.
And yeah,
that's
400 is not that much to squat. It's not that much to squat at all.
Right. No, but he's talking about being a spotter. He was talking about being a spotter on the bench press, not squatting.
Then I have no problem doing that.
Yeah,
let's do it.
We know. Ladies,
all right, villagers. You heard the gauntlet thrown down by Dr. Bryant, y'all. Let's get ready. Take us out, Roderick. Take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're celebrating a birthday, on the likes, happy birthday to you. Thank you again, Natasha. Happy birthday to all the people that we mentioned. If you have lost someone last year, just keep them in mind. Do something different. Call somebody who you haven't spoken to in a while, and enjoy life. Enjoy every day. Take a moment for yourself every day. Be motivated mentally to do what you need to do. With that being said, thanks for watching, viewing, sharing, and participating on the Village Radio Talk Show. I'm Roderick Daly, your host. Joining me is Dr. Joanne Bryant, our co-hostess, and Dr. John L. Sampson, our co-host. Big up to our executive producer, Andre Doman, and our producer, Sophia Willissy. And to all of our villagers out there, please continue to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, please do. Please do, villagers. Please do.
Right? Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Have a great night. Bruda, Benav, I'm sorry we missed you earlier.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Good night.